Hi, it's KCCK's Culture Crawl. I'm Dennis Green, and my guests today are from the upcoming production of the Mount Vernon-Lisbon Community Theatre of Defying Gravity. Cami Zbanek Hill is with us. Cami, welcome.
Hi, good morning.
And Jennifer Smith, welcome.
Yes, hello, good morning.
I stumbled a little bit there because I knew that I knew Cami is the director, and I know that Jennifer kind of has the leadish role, but it occurred to me I didn't remember the name of your character.
That's okay, we'll get into that.
We'll get into it. It's very unique.
Yeah.
Jennifer's also got a significantly easier last name than mine, so, kudos to you.
Yeah, there is that. This is a play. Until I, read the synopsis and was looking into this before we talked, I was not familiar with this.
Yeah, it's a really unique piece.
It's kind of a fictionalized accounting of the Challenger disaster.
Yeah, absolutely. Based in truth, but of course we take lots of liberties, lots of things that are Easter eggs that are actually fact. If you know the story of the Challenger, if you know the historical facts really well, you'll go, oh, that was true, and that was true, and that was true. But of course, storytelling is how we make sense of things. So lots of fun characters and lots of fun story.
How did you first come into contact with this play? Was this something that was already part of the season and you just jumped in, or is it something you're familiar with?
So me as a director, I do not direct often. For me, directing is very script-based. I am not a person who just jumps into a script. I have to have a script and then go, oh, I see the entire thing in my brain. And then we go. I've had the privilege of working with Jen on several things now as a director, so I'm excited.
Yeah, so when I saw her directing this, I thought, I love Cami. I have to be a part of this.
So fun.
Jump right in.
But I encountered this script. The short answer is because I'm a nerd and I read a lot of plays. So I found it online, read a little synopsis. I also used to direct for school, so I used to read a lot of plays trying to find pieces for school-age kids. And this was one of those that I went, well, it won't work for high school, but maybe someday. And this actually was on our season for the 2020 season. Guess what happened? and so this year we decided was the year to do it since it was the 40th anniversary of the Challenger disaster back in January. So that's kind of how we came with the script.
The Challenger disaster is one of those things that you always, for the rest of your life, you say, well, I know where I was when I heard that. So what memories do either of you have of that, if any?
So I was -2 years old.
Okay, all right.
I
don't know where
was
you were.
5 years old.
Okay, so you might have a little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit. I remember being in school, something happening, and people being really upset about it. That's basically my response to it. But I remember reading about it later and just people being really, really upset about it. So, yeah.
Jen, tell me about your part in the play then.
So I play Claude Monet. And I always get 2 reactions when I tell my friends about the show, that it's based around the Challenger disaster and the fictional characters that we have in it. And then I say...
And one real character.
Yeah, and I say... And Monet is there. And I get 2 reactions. The first reaction is, oh, that's interesting. And I tell them more. And the second reaction is, huh? And I still tell them more. So Monet is such an interesting character in this because Jane Anderson, who wrote this, does such a really good job of interweaving art and science and storytelling into this. And so Monet comes in and you find out right away about his art and his passion for his Impressionism. And it immediately starts off with the critique of Impressionism, because when it first came out, people did not like it, right? And so it's just something that they didn't understand. And then when they finally do understand, they love it. And then he goes into his storytelling of his love of space and his love of science. And so I think what that does for the story is that it shows that going into space and the stars is not a new idea. This is something that humans have been wanting to do for a very long time. The technology is newer, but the idea of that. And so he just interweaves his story along with this. And he doesn't do it in a way where he's like a spirit or a guide. The characters interact with him. They talk with him. He has this magical way of understanding what they're going through. And he has that unique perspective of knowing what's going to happen.
Nobody thinks it's weird that he's there, but he's just kind of there.
Yeah.
It's such a unique thing. It's so fun.
The ghost of an impressionist started hanging out in the classroom. Sure.
Totally fine.
Yeah,
totally fine.
Totally fine.
On the space shuttle with Krista, great. Totally.
Yes.
Why wouldn't he be there? Totally fine.
It's so fascinating because he's able to bend space and time and go through these characters' lives in this short amount of time. And but the thing that makes me really excited about it is that this play, people think, oh, it's going to be sad. It's about a disaster, and it's not. It's very uplifting. It's very looking towards the future, and Monet is part of that, and the reason why he does that. And so I believe, especially the end of the play, is going to be very fun for a lot of people. So I'm very excited about it.
And when you think about a play based around the Challenger disaster, fun ending is not the first thing that occurs to you.
Right, exactly. And you think
Absolutely
it's going to
not.
be just a big info dump and, this is what happened. And it's not. Like I said, Jane Anderson did a very good job of storytelling and bringing the audience in. And it's really fascinating.
Yeah.
A lot of moving parts.
Yes, definitely.
In this play. And,
Definitely.
And a challenge to take these fantastical elements and kind of ground them. So talk a little bit about how you're, particularly how you're doing that with staging and things like that.
Yeah. So again, like you said, it's very, very complicated, lots of moving parts. So I did not want anything on stage to kind of get in the way of the complexity almost. I didn't want our staging and our set and our blocking and all of that to be another thing that trips us up, another thing that is complicated. So our set is incredibly simple. It's very sparse. We've got 2 platforms. We've got 6 blocks. We've got a bar that rolls in and out. We've got a table and chairs, and that's it. I think the most complicated set piece is your easel. Which comes apart and goes up and down,
which I'm working on. So we'll get there.
She's gonna be great. But yeah, I really did want to streamline that for everyone, and just kind of, we don't have to worry about where are we? What's happening? Are we in 1986 or are we in 1886? Where are we? It doesn't matter. It's very open. It's very simplified. We do have some AV elements that are going to help ground people in time and space. So again, if you get lost, check out the AV. It'll show you an image of where you are and you'll be like, oh, okay, I'm here. Great. But yeah, I really wanted to keep it simplistic and let the words and the actors kind of guide us on this journey that we're on.
And I really think that Cami does a very good job of making sure that it's not based in the tragedy. She doesn't take advantage of the tragedy. She respects it. We do. She did a very good job of respecting it, but not using it to pull the audience in. No, she uses the stories to pull people in. So I just want to say she did a very good job of doing that.
Thank you. It is weird because it can be the genre of true crime and tragedy and disaster. It can be exploitative, and I really didn't want that flavor here. That's not what we're doing. We're doing a tribute. We're doing a thank you. We're doing a story. We're not doing hey, this horrible thing happened, let's wallow in it for a bit.
What's been the biggest thing that has changed from the journey from paper to live from your perspective, Cami? Or something maybe that surprised you?
Sure, absolutely. I am a director who loves it when my actors do something that I never once thought of.
A lot of us do that.
A lot of you do that.
It was a lot of fun.
If you can make me guffaw in the back row, then I'm a happy camper. I will never underestimate the ability of an artist to bring something that I haven't seen. I have a sketch, an outline, an idea. I got my opinions, but yours might be better than mine. And I'm totally down with that. So just some of the stuff, the way Jen has interpreted things, especially with Monet, I'm like, oh my God, I never would have thought that in a million years. And some of the fantastic work that Courtney Baker is doing with her character is the teacher. We never call her Krista.
Don't say the name, okay.
Yeah, we never call her Krista. We never call her Officer McAuliffe or anything like that she would have been back in the day. She's in the script and in the program as the teacher. And she's just pulling moments out of words and story that I missed. You know what I mean? When I was reading it. Or not missed, but just interpreted differently. And then she does it and I go, oh, of course. That's always the way it's supposed to have been, you know? So.
Jen, what's your favorite part of the show that you are especially looking forward to doing in front of an audience or having the audience see? Maybe your part, maybe another part.
So Cammie knows my favorite part, but I don't want to give too much away.
Okay.
Spoilers.
Yeah, we don't want to get too spoilery.
So throughout the show, he's very empathetic. He's very understanding. He's really connects with these characters. But there's a moment that you have with just him and the audience, and then you really get to see something exciting from him. And it's just kind of a let loose moment of, this is really happening and I want to share it with you.
Monet's dream comes true.
Yeah, I will say that. It's it's so much fun to do, and that's why I say it's a happy ending, because, a lot of characters get what they want, and you get to see that moment in them being vulnerable, and so I'm very excited about that.
The play is Defying Gravity, opening August 7th, yes?
Yes.
Yep. At the Mount Vernon-Lisbon Community Theatre. How do we get tickets?
So you can get tickets by going to mvlct.com. There's a button in the corner that says buy tickets. If you're on mobile, you'll need to click the hamburger menu. Yeah. Just the button doesn't appear right away. So just keep clicking. You'll find it. I promise it's there. And then one more thing I want to mention is that each of our Friday night performances, we are so lucky to get to do a talkback. There's a lot to unpack in this script, not only historically, but story-wise. And we are very lucky to have a special guest with us named Susan Hoyler. She's a Mount Vernon resident now who grew up at the Texas Space Center, the Houston Space Center, at the dawn of the space age. John Glenn was her next-door neighbor. So she was kind of around for all of this. She was more of a teenager by the time Challenger happened, but she remembers growing up and being around astronauts and fighter pilots and literal rocket science, you guys. So Susan's going to be our special guest. We're super excited to have her join us on Friday, if you're interested in that.
Well, it sounds like a really fun show, and great talkbacks as well. Yeah. And again, kind of looking at this disaster through an unexpected lens.
Absolutely. Yes. And, it's not about tragedy. It's about how do you respond to tragedy and how do you move forward.
Again, opening August 7th, Mount Vernon-Lisbon Community Theatre, mvlct.com. If you would like tickets, well, good luck with it, and thanks for being here.
Thank you so much.
You can hear The Culture Crawl live on the radio most weekdays at 10:30, on demand at kcck.org/culture, or subscribe using your favorite podcast player. Watch our videos on the KCCK Facebook and YouTube channels. Our producer is Lydia Kilgore. The Culture Crawl theme is composed by Vivian Shanley. I'm Dennis Green, and I'll talk to you later.